So this is my general outlook on my bicycle. I have 2 front panniers, 2 rear panniers, stuff hanging off the back and stuff hanging off the handlebar. This pannier is the pannier I'm gonna take out when I go camping, so it has most of the electronics. I also have some clothes here and my camera over here. And this I will leave on the bicycle, same with the rest. On the back I have mainly camping gears over here, my liners, I have 2 liners just in case it gets cold, my pillow, and all the ropes and stuff that I might need, my shovel and my thermos. The other side, this would be the backpack that I came with, and my stove, my fuel and all that. And I have a mini stool over here. Over on the front I have 2 water bottle bags, one for my water bottle and the other one is just essentials like my sunglasses, a knife. I also put my tent tied up on the front. I found this nice elastic strap that kind of ties firmly to the handlebar. I have my speaker over here in case I need a bit of motivation, and I have a selfie stick over here that I bound to with a hose clamp. This too, and I'll put my Insta360 on the front, a mirror that the shop only sells 1, so I only got 1. And at the rear I have my sleeping mat, my sleeping bag over here. Today is day 1 of cycling. I left Chapiteau at about 11:45 in the morning, heading to Kazbegi, and I did not do well at all. I've only covered 30 kilometers, just a little over 30 kilometers today, which is not good at all, because I have not even hit the inclinations. So that's one. But I keep trying to tell myself to relax. But mentally it's tough as well. Mentally it's really tough. Now I'm sitting in my tent. It's raining. It's not the best weather to be cycling today, and the wind is pushing against the tent. It is mentally challenging. Because I know there was gonna rain today, and I thought I managed to find like a building that's under renovation where I didn't see anybody there. I thought I could just crash there for one night, but a worker came and then kicked me out. So all that time that I was there was lost, and I had to pitch my tent. And I was pitching my tent while it was starting to drizzle and the wind was starting to pick up, and it was so difficult to pitch the tent because the wind was just blowing the tent away, and I had to hold it, I had to peg it down. So that was like the first challenge. When I pitched my tent, after that I realized I pitched it wrong. Like the rain fly was front to back, and that was really dangerous because the wind is pushing in, and if it wasn't fixed proper, the wind might get underneath the rain fly, and then that could be devastating for my tent. So I was really anxious. I was having quite a bit of anxiety, hoping that the tent would not collapse. And after that, like after an hour or 2, the wind stopped and it just kept on raining, so I managed to flip the rain fly and then get it done proper, so that's good. But now mentally it is really tough. This is not what I remembered camping while cycling it to be. I did 3 days of camping and cycling from Tbilisi to Chapiteau, and I was calm and it was nice. But today The first night, I feel really vulnerable. I feel unsafe, vulnerable. I feel anxious, with anxiety. This whole bunch of emotions that makes me feel quite uneasy. And of course the rain used to calm me down when I was camping. I really liked raining when I was camping, but today it just felt off. Today the rain felt threatening. I feel a bit terrified, to be honest. And my heart is not sitting easy. I think recording this, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna put it up, but recording this really helps me to ease my mind a little bit. Therefore I'm doing this, but I feel like I'm losing my mind right now. I'm not kidding. And today feels overwhelmingly lonely for some reason. I honestly don't know how, at this point, how I'm gonna survive cycling. I guess it was easier to say, yeah, I'm going to Kazbegi and then down to Tbilisi and then to Yerevan, blah blah blah. And now it's the first day and it's so much. It's really so much. Physical is one thing, mental is another. I thought I was mentally strong, I thought I was mentally tough. But it just goes to show that I'm not at all. I'm also start to question my life choices. Yeah, this is all these negative thoughts, all these things that I wish I could have done. It's coming to me right now. It's so much. I hope tomorrow will be a better day. I really hope so, mentally, physically. So it's the next morning, the rain finally stopped and I'm able to pack my tent and keep on cycling. Since Kazbegi, the road to Kazbegi is closed, I have to forgo Kazbegi and then head down to Yerevan. Honestly, it's a bit of a relief because although I really want to go to Kazbegi, the hills really scare me. And considering that from Chapiteau to here, it's only like 30 plus kilometers and it's relatively flat. And I was still struggling. Heading to Kazbegi would have been, I don't even know whether I could have handled it. But now the roads are closed because of risk of avalanche, so I'm just going to forgo that and then go towards Sadaklo, which is the border of Georgia and Armenia, and then head down to Yerevan. So I managed to find this spot after I got kicked out last night from that mid-renovation place. It was a nightmare to set this tent up, but I managed to do it. And even so, my rain fly is like inside out, so it's quite a bummer. I really should have set my tent up much earlier. But the view is beautiful. There's nobody here. I think there's a lot of plantations around. But I think given the season, there's nobody here. Mountains are filled with snow. Very frosty morning. It's about 6 degrees now, so I did not sleep perfectly warm. I have a sleeping bag that's rated to about 5 degrees and comfort limit at 0 degrees, but my feet are still cold. I even had like a fleece liner in it, so I don't know. On hindsight, I'm kind of glad that I did not go to Kazbegi because I really don't know whether my sleeping gear and my tent could handle that kind of temperature, which is like -5, -10. Today is day 2 of cycling and I decided to get an accommodation that I come across. It is a winery near Gurjani. Because it's gonna be a bit cold tonight, maybe 1 degree. I wasn't feeling too warm yesterday either, so I didn't think it was a good idea to camp today. And yesterday was such a hassle with the rain and the wind, and I thought having an accommodation today at least give me a peace of mind, at least for one day. So now I'm gonna have dinner over here, and as you can see, tonight pasta is on the menu. This is the morning of day 4 of cycling. Yesterday I didn't cover much ground at all. Again, I did slightly less than 30 kilometers. A whole big chunk of it was uphill, 3 to 4 degrees gradient, and I'm obviously not fit enough to do that for a long distance, and it's at least like 15 kilometers of that straight. So I was struggling, and some of the times I was pushing my bicycle. Yesterday night I managed to find a spot in this field. Yesterday I also punctured my rear tire, and as you can see, I punctured it in the highway. I had to repair it with a patch kit, and when I did that, everything was okay for a couple of hours, and until the tires start leaking again. So I managed to do that last night. Well, in any case, I found a camping spot last night in the fields. It seems to be nice, quite near the road. However, yesterday night I checked the weather forecast. It was supposed to be 7 degrees Celsius, and my sleeping bag should be enough. It's like comfort at 5 degrees, and I still have a fleece liner. But I was feeling really cold last night. Like my feet was freezing and I wasn't really that comfortable. And this morning I woke up to so many frosting on my tent, frosting on my tire. So it goes to show that's not 7 degrees at all. That's at least 0 degrees last night. But the sun is shining now, so it's starting to heat up a little bit again, which is really good because I'm really craving for warmth. I'm gonna slowly cycle. I'm learning to take my time. I'm learning to rest when I need to rest. I'm learning to sit down and have a drink when I need to.